Hello friends, welcome back to another video. Thanks for watching and following up Austin 101 Realty. Today we're going to be talking about the overall market, the overall picture, and why I feel that 2023 is not the same as 2028. Make sure that you stay tuned at the end and make sure that you subscribe if you like this video. And please, I welcome all your questions or your comments. I'll be super happy to hear what you think about this. Let's get started with the video. Today we're going to talk about the market analysis update and how 2023 is not the same as 2008. You hear a lot of people talk about, oh yeah, the same things are going to happen. I think differently, and I'm going to show you some data that might help you see the overall picture of this. Okay, so let's get started. In this first graph, you can see that the lending standards have definitely changed. It was so easy to obtain a loan back in the day, and now you have to actually, have an income, have to actually have really good credit score. Back in the day, they will give you a loan just because you were alive. Here in the second graph, we see that, the number of foreclosures has significantly declined. Between 2007 to 2010, we saw a lot of foreclosures. Comparing that to 2019 and last year, 2022, we see the number of foreclosures have definitely been reduced, decreased. There was a period during 2020 and 2021, there was something that was introduced by lenders, and they will call it a forbearance, where you didn't really have to make any mortgage payments because of the COVID pandemic. And they were not sending anybody to foreclosures. If you listen to the news, you hear that, foreclosures are increasing. Yes, that's true, compared to 2020, because there were no foreclosures in 2020 because of the forbearance. Again, looking at the overall picture here, we're gonna see the month supply of homes, okay? Back in 2008, we had 10.4 months of supply. Nowadays, we're, 2023 is not shown here on the graph, but we're definitely, still low. It's still in the 3 months of inventory. Again, a big difference compared to back in the day in 2008. Here, then we see the equity that people have on their homes right now, okay? Back in the day, during the housing bubble, there was 1.3 trillion of dollars of equity. Again, people have a lot of equity on their homes. If they're in a situation where they lose their jobs or something changes, well, they can always just go back and, try to sell their home and get some of the equity that they have right now. So I think we're not in the same situation. People have a lot more equity nowadays. Again, this is just to show you the lending standards, how have changed. This is referring to the credit score, actually. So these are the number of loans given to people that had a credit score below the 620. It's a little bit more difficult to get into a house right now. So lenders have learned from what happened in 2008, and they are making, changes and making sure that the buyer actually qualifies. In this graph, it shows you how the rate has changed for this year. It did go down a little bit, but now it's increasing. So again, just a reminder, rates, they go up and down every day, and it's really hard to time the market. I always say time in the market is better than timing the market. So are you expecting the rent actually to go down? I don't think that's gonna happen, right? Okay, so on this next slide, we can see how we have really enjoyed these low interest rates for many years, right? Basically, if we start looking at 2092 all the way to 2002, a 10-year gap, we can see that we really enjoy, the interest rates between 6.5 to 9%. Then we enjoy a 7-year span between 5% and 7%. And that was, between like 2002 all the way to, 2009 or so. And then, we really enjoy 10 years of really low interest rates. In reality, it was below the 3% as well, but on average was between 3 and 5% interest rate. Most people did refinances and people got used to that, okay? This is show you how in 2023 the interest rate has actually increased. Now, this is just some estimations, of course, but basically some of the companies and the bigger companies are predicting the rates to increase, not the rates, but the price of the values of the homes, right? For this year, the overall, they're expecting it to be, less than 2% decrease. If we look at this increase increases the way the forecasted, for the next few years. In 2025 is going to be a little bit bigger, and then we're going to be back in normal to 2026, 2027. If we do use this as an example, and let's say that we buy a house right now in 2023 for $400,000. So what we're going to see here, how the value, the price of the home is going to be affected by these predictions that we see. We saw a depreciation of 1.6%, right? So that means the home next year might be, you might be looking at $395,000, a slightly reduction, about $5,000 less. In the next 5 years, I mean, we're looking at an easy $54,000 appreciation if we apply those predictions that we see. Now, these graphs are really important because, again, it just gives you an overall idea of the median sales price over the years. We can easily see that in the long term, we have definitely seen appreciation higher than 4%. And that's what we see on this graph, okay? If we were taking appreciation at 4%, this is what it will look like, okay? We'll see this red line going across, and then that's pretty much at a 4% appreciation, okay? Home prices will be right now around $260,000 if we were to follow that 4% appreciation rate, okay? Only for the past few years, we've seen a 6.7% appreciation rate. So if we look at that new graph here at the bottom, that red line, I mean, that will put us at a $360,000 home. People, for the past 2 years, we saw a much higher appreciation, during COVID. Things are going back to normal, but we're still under that 6.7% appreciation year over year. Very positive news about the US, Texas, and Austin. Okay, as we can see how people are moving from one place to another, and we're right now in Austin, we're getting a lot of new the population increase. Okay, from January of 2022 to January of 2023, we saw about 75,000 population increase in Austin. And then again, Texas is an energy state. It's got a lot of really good things going on. That's why a lot of other companies from California and other states are moving here. Austin specifically still ranks well for the cost of living compared to other markets. We got these big old companies like Tesla, Samsung, and then here we see the population increase as well. Nothing to really be afraid of this market, okay? My recommendation would be, again, if it's the best time for you to move when you can accomplish the goal, then I will say just go ahead and do it. Don't try to time the market, okay? All right, well, I hope this video was useful to you. There was a lot of information here, a lot of graphs. Make sure that you comment on the video, please. That will help us, determine what type of content to create, and maybe we can really narrow down into some of these graphs and really create other videos for you and answer your questions more specifically. So always reach out, make sure that you subscribe, hit the bell so that you get notifications when we're releasing new videos. And anyways, my name is Carlos Cruz. I'm a broker associate at Austin 101 Realty, and I'll see you guys on the next video.